Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, the third day of February 2026. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on planet Earth, you've gone to our website to do that, ksje.com, or maybe you're listening through the new KSJE radio app. It is great to have you all with us this morning. Also, welcome to our viewers who are with us. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. Coming up on the program this morning, we are talking with the San Juan Health Council, part of our monthly commitment to talking with the Health Council or a member of the Health Council. We'll be covering the upcoming Healthy Living Expo that's happening later on this month, so stay tuned for that. It starts in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour, as we do on Tuesdays, our Adopt a Pet Tuesday segment, we'll be checking in with Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. She'll be telling us about some of the pets available for adoption. I hear they're pretty full down there, so we'll learn about some of the pets, including the dog you see on the screen right there. That's Coco, who's available this week at the shelter. Of course, Mick Hess will be here next hour, Roving with the Arts. It's our weekday classical music program. That begins a little less than an hour from now at 9:06. A reminder, you can check out KSJE podcasts. They're available wherever you listen to podcasts, so subscribe for free and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed. Or better yet, get your podcast through the new KSJE radio app. Available now at the App Store and Google Play. You can download it and take us with you. Stay connected with live streaming, of course. Our podcasts are right there and much, much more. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is now 26 degrees on this Tuesday morning. Sunny skies. We're expecting more sunshine throughout the day today. Our high, 53 in Farmington. Clear overnight with a low of 26. It'll be sunny and 52 tomorrow. Sunshine and 54 by Thursday. Mid to upper 50s for Friday and Saturday and Sunday with overnight lows right near 30 degrees. But take a look. We're keeping an eye on what may be another incoming storm system next Tuesday, Wednesday with a chance of rain or snow showers. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll be back with my guest from the San Juan Health Council right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital serving the Four Corners. With a 115-year history of improving the quality of life, health, and care of individuals and families throughout our region. When life happens, San Juan Regional Medical Center is here to serve everybody. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com. Ready to make a difference close to home? The University of Denver Graduate School of Social Work Four Quarters program is accepting applications for the 2026-2028 Master of Social Work cohort. Classes meet Fridays in Durango, letting you keep working. Learn more at du.edu/socialwork/fourcorners. Students can change the future with DU and apply now for lasting impact.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin morning program on KSJE.
And my guest this morning, as I mentioned, part of our commitment to the San Juan Health Council, the chair of the Health Council, Rick Griffiths, is here with me this morning. Rick, welcome back to KSJE. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thank you for coming back and talking with me about a busy time for you and the Health Council because your big event, the Healthy Living Expo, is coming up in just a few weeks, right? We're getting closer.
Yes, it's going to be here before we know it.
Right, right. But this is a big deal. It's been growing, I think, every year.
It has. This is our third annual. We started out, this was kind of a new idea for the community. We wanted to bring everybody together to really elevate our health and wellness community and bring everybody together, connect, especially at this time of year when we're all thinking about health and wellness. And,
right.
Had a great idea, didn't expect it to be, that big, but it came off well. I think our first year we had 50 vendors and 500 attendees. Last year we had 80 vendors and over 800 attendees. And, we're hoping to grow it even more for this, our third year. We're definitely seeing that as we progress, each year it's getting a little bit better. We're getting a little bit more experience with what we're doing. So we think we're going to have a great event this year. We're really excited to bring everybody together. We're already seeing signs that, we're growing and we're going to be a little bit bigger than we were last year. So we wanted to come out and invite everybody to come, encourage your members, and also, give everybody a little information. If they haven't registered for a booth, if anyone is interested in becoming a vendor, we still have some spaces open. So we'd love to get some people, more people registered to be vendors as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, congratulations on the growth.
Absolutely.
And the success of this event. And I think I recall, too, before this event, there were a lot of, it seemed like maybe competing, like health fairs and wellness fairs and things like that. And if I remember correctly, it was maybe the goal of the Health Council to bring all these folks together to maybe just have one big event that can combine all of these efforts.
Well, and we don't necessarily want to take away from those other groups. There are still a lot of health fairs in the community. But one thing that we realized is that a lot of those events are very centered on specific audiences. So one example that I'll give, we're here at the college, and the college puts on a great health fair for its students. And that's perfect because, those students need that. We want them to be able to have that access.
Sure.
But that health fair is targeted for college students. And so, there's a lot of opportunities there that aren't where, if a family, people, are looking for, maybe some seniors are looking for information, that health fair doesn't really meet their needs. That happens across the community with different groups and different health fairs. So we really wanted to have a central health fair where we could reach out and have information for the entire community. And that's really where, our goal with this is we want to bring everybody together, have, a dedicated health fair for the entire San Juan community that will reach everyone's needs. And we really do focus on that idea of across the lifespan. And so we've got some great kids activities. We're really excited to have FAST coming back, and they're going to be doing bike demonstrations,
right?
As well as we've got a lot of resources, throughout the ages, even up to, resources for seniors. So that's really our goal, is to have this be a health fair for the entire community where everyone is able to come, walk away with some kind of information, connect with somebody in the health and wellness community that will help to really meet their needs.
All ages event.
All ages, families, single, everybody in the community. We want to have a fair that will really connect and provide them in and take it beyond kind of that idea of, what it is, take it to the next level.
Right. And of course, we're talking about Saturday, February 21st. It's coming up at Miggy Park.
Absolutely. Convention Center.
Right. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I was just going to give the time.
Absolutely.
But that's when we're talking. So it's getting closer, as you mentioned. And we're showing on the screen right now the QR code if someone would like to register for a booth. And I think the other unique thing about this health fair, per se, the Healthy Living Expo, is that booth spaces are free.
Absolutely, they are. And that's one of the great things about it. What we have kind of, in putting this together, that was one of the issues that we have identified, is there's a lot of groups in our community, especially some of our nonprofits, some of our community grassroots groups, where, that paying a booth registration fee may be a barrier to entry. And so that was one of the key factors with ours, is that we wanted to make it accessible for any group that wants to come and be a part of this organization. We're grateful that we've got some sponsors. We have some grant funding this year that's really helping us out. And then also San Juan Regional Medical Center has come on and graciously been a sponsor. And so that has really helped us to where we can cover the cost of the event and have that opportunity to where, if you're interested in being a vendor, whether that is a commercial vendor or a nonprofit vendor, there is no charge for a booth. And we can also have a little bit more flexibility with it, to where if you are coming in to do it and perhaps you have a really great idea and you're like, that 8x8 space, I'm not sure I could get it all in, you can ask for a double booth, and we've got some flexibility where we can even provide a double booth for groups as well. And again, that's still, that no cost, but if you have that where you want to really kind of bring and show off what you're doing and connect with the community, we have that ability to provide that flexibility for groups.
Sure. That convention center at McGee Park, as you mentioned, gives you a little bit of elbow room, doesn't it?
It is amazing.
Grow.
And, the staff at McGee Park is so great and so flexible to, help accommodate events like this. And so it's a wonderful facility, and we're grateful to have it in our community and be able to utilize it for events like this.
No kidding. Well, again, the event has grown so much, I think you need to use it out there because you outgrew your first space, if I recall.
We started there.
Did you? Okay.
We did.
All right. But you're using more of the space for sure.
We're using the whole space. When we started our first year, we used about half of it.
Okay.
And we did kind of look at a couple of other options of kind of going, do we really need this big space? But yeah, we've really grown into it, and we are at that point where we're not there yet, but we're going to get close to where we might be filling that space up. So it's a beautiful space, and like I say, it gives us a lot of room to have and bring a lot of people together. So we're grateful to have it, and we're grateful to be able to have this event there where everybody can come together in one room. We're hoping, we had about 800 people there last year. Our goal, for this year is we'd love to see 1,000 people come, and that's a great venue to do it. And we hope that people will come and join us on February 21st.
There you go. It's an all-day event, 10 to 3, as we said, but it's kind of a come-and-go event, too. You don't have to be there right at 10. You can come at 2:30. You can come at noon.
Absolutely.
Have lunch. I think you've got food available. That's probably the only thing that'll cost you money is the food at this event. Everything else, admission is free.
Absolutely, yeah. Admission is free. It is a come-and-go event. Come whenever it works in your schedule. Everybody will be there all day, of course, from 10 to 3.
Sure.
We are going to have concessions there. We've got a great youth group that's coming in. The 4-H Primetime Club is going to come in, and they'll be running concessions again this year. They're a great youth group. They do all kinds of service projects, all kinds of things throughout the community, and they'll be raising all the proceeds from the concessions will go directly back to support youth activities in the community. So we highly encourage you to come and do that. We did have some constructive feedback last year that they were not taking credit cards or debit cards. We know that is a situation, and that is one of the constraints of using a youth group. However, we're very grateful for San Juan Partnership. They stepped in and have offered to be our fiscal sponsor this year, and they're sponsoring the credit card reader.
Oh, okay. So that's not an issue this year.
So that's not an issue. You will be able to use your debit card, credit card to buy lunch. They're going to have breakfast too. So if you come at 10 o'clock and didn't get a chance to stop for breakfast on the way, they're going to have some nice breakfast foods there as well. Very, very hearty foods there that'll be great to try and have. So we really encourage people to come out, have lunch, walk around, see all the different booths, interact, and really see the depth of the health and wellness community in San Juan County. I think that for me has been really the thing that has made an impression on me over the last couple of years as we've done this event, and it's continued to grow, is just the depth of our health and wellness community and how many businesses that we have in San Juan County that really do promote our health and wellness. And as you come, you'll see a lot of different companies, a lot of different organizations. We've had some people kind of say, well, what is that group, or how does, we don't want to judge and say, well, what does, but when we really look at the overall, health of our community, there are so many people that are doing so much, whether it be environmental, whether it be social, whether it be, all of these different things that help us as people kind of have a great place to live. So, again, it's just the depth of that in our community, seeing all of the different things. A lot of times when we think of health, we kind of have this narrow view of doctors and medicine, and there is so much more to, having a healthy lifestyle, getting out and being active, that we want to, really show everybody with this expo.
Yeah, very true. And I was going to pick up on that, and you did that great because the definition of kind of healthy living is very kind of general, and that's by design, I think, to attract some of these other companies and businesses and nonprofits that you may not think of health and wellness, but they do offer some health and wellness additions to our community. So it's not just doctors and medical providers and things like that. Your definition is very wide, and you cast a big net to get a lot of folks in there.
Absolutely. We want anybody in the community that's, really working on making San Juan County a better place to live, a healthier place to live. And we look at that, across the board, because, when we think about different things, we were just talking about, the kids coming in and starting the new semester, going to school and improving your mind is healthy. Finance and improving your finances and taking that stress off of you, that there are so many things that can improve our health and wellness that, we want to bring all that together and we want to show people, because it really is that idea of, what is it that is weighing you down? What is it that is holding, and stress, find that stress, that thing, what can we do to take those things away? What can we do to really, improve our mind and body? That's really kind of where we're thinking about health and wellness and how we want to connect within the community, because we do feel like, the San Juan County is such an amazing place to live. And there are so many opportunities for us to do. And, the more we can explore that, the more we can connect everybody together, we'll be an even better place.
And just by hearing you say that, it sounds like, again, it explains kind of the perfect fit for this event with the San Juan Health Council, because that's
Absolutely.
what you all do 12 months out of the year, 365.
Yeah, the San Juan Health Council, I think one of the great things about it is such an outstanding organization to connect organizations throughout the community. We meet once a month. Right now, our membership is mainly made up of representatives from various organizations. We absolutely would love to have more individuals participating. We'd love to have more businesses participating, more nonprofits participating. But what really is able to happen there is everybody that has an interest in health and wellness in our community is able to come together. We meet once a month at the Presbyterian Medical Services facility in their Marion Oil Room on the third Thursday of the month at 3 p.m. So we welcome anybody that wants to
anyone,
open
really,
to the
right?
public. If you're
Yeah.
you just want to drop by, third Thursday of the month, Marion Oil Community Room.
Down at the Community Health Center, the PMS, that's where you're meeting, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Yes.
Exactly.
Community Health Center there. They've got that great community room right off of there. So we meet there on the third Thursday of the month at 3 p.m. And what we try and do at those meetings is, number one, we'll have organizations present about what their groups are doing in the community, which is great because it allows, we generally have between 20 and 25 different community representatives there across the health and wellness sector. It lets everybody understand what's happening around within the community. If an organization is starting a new project, if an organization wants to expand a project, they can come and let everybody in the community know. And then when we're out talking with clientele, when we're out in the community and someone says, oh, I really have this issue, or I'm looking for something related to this, everybody knows what's going on, and we can say, you know what, there's a new, this is a project, this is the organization. We can really help refer people and connect our community. As I've worked with various groups around the state, around the region, one of the real big things that I hear is how, so many places are fragmented and that thing. And the thing that everybody I always hear here in San Juan County is how connected all of our organizations are, how well we work together. And I think that's kind of one of those things that the Health Council does within the health and wellness community is, we're trying to bring everybody together. We're trying to build those connections so we can maintain that relationship where we're all working together. We don't have to all compete with one another. We can all, raise all the boats together and really support everyone within the community. And that's really the great thing about the health and wellness, the Health Council, is that we can, have all these groups together. We have about 30 organizations in it right now. Like I say, we'd love to have more. We'd love to have individuals that are passionate about health that want to come and find out what's going on in the community in the health space, want to come and participate. There are volunteer opportunities of different things. If you want to, help plan a health expo, we take a volunteer, we take some support in those kinds of things. So
Sure.
There's a lot of opportunities to come and participate and help us grow the health and wellness community in San Juan County.
You bet. And again, having a health council in San Juan County, this is a state kind of funded initiative. There are health councils in, I think, every county in the state, and the idea being that not every county maybe has a health department. We do, but in those counties that maybe don't, the health council can maybe help with some of these resources and help those more rural counties to impact the citizens, I guess, and their needs.
Absolutely, yeah. And so there are health councils in pretty much all the counties, as well as several of the pueblos have health councils,
Right,
that really do focus in on that very local idea of what are the local needs. Like you mentioned, in a lot of places where they don't have a health department, they don't have a physical building there, they'll take on a lot more of those kinds of responsibilities. We're very lucky to have a robust health department that really, is active in our community, and so that frees us up to do a lot of different things, as well as just the fact that we have, our health councils. A larger health council that has a lot kind of more structure to it, to where we each are able to focus on what are the needs of our communities, and that's the great part. And like you mentioned, we do have some funding coming through the state that again, we're grateful for. That allows us to take on different initiatives. This year we're taking on some initiatives around behavioral health. We're working on a behavioral health guide that will try and provide resources, provide information on connecting the behavioral health community. So we're really excited about that to kind of come out in the next about 6 months, that we're working on. And that's kind of a separate piece from the Health Expo. But they tie in together, because again, our goal is to connect everyone in San Juan County, in that community. And that's really what our health council has sort of taken on as kind of our core, is that idea of how can we bring everybody together, how can we coordinate services, where other house councils might take on even more direct services than what we're providing. So each one can kind of create a uniqueness that serves its community.
And that's the idea behind it, of course. And so that's great to see. And I think to ask you, too, as chair of the San Juan Health Council, to take kind of that maybe 10,000-foot look at how San Juan County is doing. You mentioned our reputation for working together, and I think that's obvious in some of the things that we've seen over the last few years. Things like, I'm thinking about like the Navigation Center and the Mental Wellness Resource Center before that, and things like that the county, the city, Presbyterian Medical Services, San Juan Regional Medical Center, all these organizations and governments have kind of banded together, because they realize that we can maybe do more when we work together than maybe doing all these little separate things. I mean, is that what you see from the Health Council too?
Absolutely. That is critical, and I think that's one of the key things within our community, is the fact that we are able to go in and look at these big problems like mental health, like behavioral health, and identify what the solutions are, and then rather than trying to compete with one another to solve the same solution, work together. And like you say, we've seen a lot of investment, we've seen a lot of commitment from our county, city governments working on this problem. Everybody coming together and focusing on, what are the solutions. We've got a lot of great things coming online. We've got the new hospital coming online. We've got, all the great work that San Juan Regional Medical Center does. So all of these different groups being able to work together really does put us in, a great position. Now, obviously, there are things that we're going to continue to work on improving. And, but we do recognize that it's easy to, see the negative and focus on the negative. We have so much good going on. And that's also kind of one of the things that we want to highlight is, what are the good things that are going on in our community? What are the things, the steps that we are making forward? And we've got so much progress that is happening, across the county that there's a lot to be proud of.
Sure, very true. And a lot to, again, to celebrate, as you say, and things like that. And a lot of positive outcomes, I guess, is
absolutely
true as well from these things that are being put in place today. We may not see them tomorrow, but maybe 6 months from now or 5 years from now.
I was going to say within the next, we're going to see a lot of these things coming online that are going to make a real positive difference in our community, and being able to work together to support these organizations, being able to work together so that we can help all these organizations succeed and thrive. That's really key to our community. And I think that's kind of where the Health Council really wants to focus is, how can we take these assets we have, make them better, identify the assets we need, and really kind of put resources to where we can solve a problem rather than arguing about it or trying to come up with all kinds of different things. Let's focus on finding a solution and making that solution work.
Yeah, exactly. And for folks who say maybe they don't see it or they don't see how this is working towards improving lives, I'm old enough to remember when we would talk a lot about drunk driving. It's still a problem for sure, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's at a level that it was maybe 25 years ago in this community. And I think that's something the community can be proud of. One of those things that a lot of folks working together to get some treatment programs, to get some judges on board and law enforcement. And now that problem maybe isn't as horrific as it was back in the day when we had deaths and deaths and deaths from drunk driving crashes almost every weekend.
Absolutely. And that's a great example of one of those things where, these problems don't solve themselves overnight. We need to take a look, identify what the problem is, and then over time identify how we can put in place multiple different solutions that will help to make the community stronger, help to solve the problem. And that's one part of it.
Right.
And again, we're not going to solve every problem. It's never going to go away, but we can put a lot of things in place to make it so that it is not what it was.
Sure. Well, and organizations like yours that brings these players together to say, here's an issue affecting our community. What do you think we need to do? And start that conversation. And then say, well, there's some grant money available over here. We're working on a thing over here, and getting these folks talking to each other.
And also going in and, like you say, bringing different groups that are working on the same problem together so that they can work on it together. And so that they can coordinate and they can build a solution together that will help to encompass more of the problem than what they could do on their own. And so that's really the great part about building a collaborative group, building a collaborative community around health and wellness.
Exactly. Well, and having that active health council too to bring these folks together. So we appreciate that very much. And so we just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, Rick Griffiths, but I want to go back and talk about the Healthy Living Expo because, as you said, it'll be here before we know it on February 21st.
Yes, it's coming up very quick. We've only got a couple of weeks left. Again, like I say, we're in great shape. We've got, last year we had about 85 booths. I believe when I checked yesterday, there was 82 registered.
Okay.
So we've still got 3 more weeks, so we'd love to push that number up. Our goal is to get up to 100 this year. So, if there's anybody listening that's thinking, I would love to have a booth at the Healthy Living Expo.
A free booth.
Great opportunity, no cost for the booth. Bring some lunch money and you're good to go. You can go on, click on the QR code on the screen and register. If you don't have the screen available, you can go to the San Juan Health Council's Facebook page. Right. And there is the registration information there on the Facebook page, San Juan Health Council. Put that in, we should come up. And you'll be able to register for a booth there. If a booth you're not thinking about that, you're thinking, I'm free on the 21st. We'd love to have you come from 10 to 3. Come learn about all the different health and wellness opportunities happening in San Juan County, and walk away with some more information. Like I say, our goal is that everybody that comes through the door will walk away with something new that they learned about the health and wellness community in San Juan County, and they'll walk away with some inspiration to make an improvement in their life, to do something to improve their own health and wellness. So, we'd love to see everybody coming, and like I say, that's our goal, is that everybody's going to walk away with something that they learned that's new in our community around health and wellness, and a little bit of inspiration to say that they're going to make that change, that whatever's been holding them back, they're going to take some initiative and start working on it. So we'd love to see people coming together and joining us at the Healthy Living Expo.
There you go. To walk away learning something new about health and wellness in San Juan County, that sounds like a Rick Griffiths guarantee.
We'll make it that.
All right, very good. Rick, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. Great to see you. That's Rick Griffiths. He is the chair of the San Juan Health Council, my guest this morning here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.